I promised I would do a Star Citizen on Linux video. So basically, this is it. I want to show you first, please, you won't be able to install and run Star Citizen without this tool. Because it's not a Steam game. You don't have the convenience of Steam fixing everything, doing everything for you. That's unfortunate. So you want to look for what's called the LUG helper right there. Star Citizen Linux User Group. This is a great group of people. They have a Discord channel. I would say, don't bother them too much, but because they're busy, but they are very helpful on that channel. I just want to promote their work. They've done a great job. This tool right here is going to do everything for you. Now, you can download it. I think you can just download it as a zip, but we're hardcore, right? Okay, here's how we do it. We're going to clone it. This is something worth learning. Now, hold on. Y'all don't have to learn a ton of this command line stuff. You can create a text file with everything in it. So you can just copy and paste everything. So something to think about in Linux. Okay, you're just going to run this tool. That's it. That's all you're going to do. First, you do the pre-flight. This is going to check your system. It will change some system variables. Mine are already changed because I've run this before, but yours will say, hey, do you want to change this? We recommend it. Yes, you might have to type in your password. It'll fix everything for you. Boom. This will install the game. Now, please understand that there is one problem if you try to change the install directory. Don't do that. I say don't do that. I don't know if that's been fixed or not. Everything about this game system, whatever, this tool expects that in a certain directory. I just leave it. This, okay, a little complicated. Wine is the compatibility layer that translates everything from the Windows game to what something that Linux understands. Boy, did it. I really described that terrible, but it's not an emulator. Not an emulator. It's a compatibility layer, so it's very efficient. But a wine runner, so wine is the compatibility layer. Runners are like the pre-configured wine. Like for instance, for this game won't just run on wine. It needs configuration. These are all the runners by various, developers. The LUG provides a whole bunch of these. Look at this. And this is really up to date. I want you to understand that right here we see 4 different versions of wine, 10.15. Wine 10.5 or 15. This just came out yesterday or the day before. It was recently. So it's all here. It's very updated. You can install all of these, and then using this tool you can tell it to, use one of them by default. So this is wine staging, so this will have more patches to it. So if maybe you have a special, whatever, special mouse, special keyboard, special joystick, whatever, maybe this has a fix for it. You say, well, it doesn't, my flight stick isn't, doesn't detect in the game. Okay, maybe one of these will fix it. Now you should be familiar with this because when you run Steam, you have Proton, and Proton is the same concept. It's wine with a collection of projects that makes the game work, and it provides you with different versions, and you can test out like bleeding edge or experimental or the stable, whatever. So same thing here. Try these out, and then finally, I think that's it. I don't need this. This should be built into Wine, I thought, but I could be wrong. Star Citizen uses a newer version of DirectX, so I think this is DirectX 9 and below, but I could be wrong. Okay. At any rate, that's how that works. So now you know that this is the tool right here to get the game working. It's going to walk you through everything. Now, I did do something a little extra that you would never have to do. You have to understand, I've been using Linux for over 25 years. Jeez. And so I'm going to do some pretty crazy things. I compiled my own version of Wine, and I added CPU optimizations, you know, for my AMD, thinking I'll get a little bit more speed. So we're going to find out. I'm going to play the game, and we're going to find out like how much better it is. I'm going to argue the one that comes with the LUG tool is pretty good. Probably better than mine. So on theirs, the frame rate that I'm getting is something like between 50 and 100, 50 and 110, whereas mine, for some reason, mine is just a hard 60 frames per second. It doesn't waver. It's really the most stable 60 frame rate I've ever seen in any game. So I don't know. Pros and cons. So as you can see, everything's basically working. We're able to log in. I'll probably cut this part out of the video. This is the boring stuff. We're probably gonna have to wait. Oh, hey, whoa. But you see, this is working. You see, yo, we're in Linux. This is Linux. Look, none of this is Windows up here. You see? This is not Windows. Look, is that Windows? No, that's not Windows. Come on now. So we're in Linux. I'm not pulling a fast one here. I apologize for the wait here. So we're going to see my version of Wine in play. Oh, I should have shown you the configuration file. There's a configuration file where you can tell it which Wine to use. I should have shown you that. Is that still here? Oh, no, right here. Star Citizen. Okay. All right. Right here. Kablam. Oh. Right there. So the line that I changed, I think I changed something down here. I changed this because I compiled Mesa also with 16 gigabyte of cache. Yeah, right here. See? This is the version that we're using right now. This is the Wine that we're using. You can use the system version right here. Just, you know, uncomment that. You can't uncomment all of them. You have to pick one. I'm using this one. This is the one that I noted worked really well. The F-Sync for me, high frame rate, just everything worked great. So you see, that's this launch tool. So that is something to think about. Okay, let's go back. Okay, the actual game, yo. Okay, let's find out what our frame rate is. Uh-oh. Oh no, I've got the bug. I've got the mouse bug. Oh no, I tabbed out too many times, y'all. Oh, no, I'm back. Nope, it's fixed. Whew, well that was a good test. Okay, notice our frame rate in the upper right corner. Can you see that? Now it's 59. It's a really solid 60. I can't really explain that. I'm plenty happy with that. Graphics. Yeah, FSR. I wish this was working. That's too bad. I look very high. Don't do Vulkan. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you do Vulkan, it'll mess it up. Don't do it. Don't do it. about bounce? Let's see what bounce does. Why is it showing that? That doesn't look right. What is going on here, Jack? I think we have a little... Okay, let's see what performance does. It didn't do anything. Same frame rate. I don't know, does it not look as good? Wow, that didn't change anything. Do I have frame rate lock or going for quality? Oh, motion blur, get out of here. Okay, I apologize. I had VSync on. That explains it. I don't know, let's try it. See what happens. I probably should leave it on, but see now there's the frame rate. Alright, there's a frame rate. But it's going to bounce. So we're at 95. Jeez. No, that's a solid 95. Whew. Yeah. Oh, we dropped down to 80. You know, I don't know. I probably would keep the sync on. 60 is really good. Really, it looks great. Now, I have a lot of hardware behind this. You know, it is AMD 9070, it is not the TX. I couldn't get that one. I tried, and too many people were snapping them up. Rat bastards. But I'm very, very happy with the 9070 because it runs cool. Sometimes I play a game and the fans don't even run. I've never had a GPU like that in my life. I've usually had to tear off the stock GPUs and put my own, like, you know, the thick ones. Instead of the 25mm, I put the 30, what is it? 30, 35, something like that. Yeah. They're loud, but they move a ton of air, a lot of static pressure. Let's see if this is bugged. Sometimes the elevators are bugged. Let's see if we can get out of here. Look at that frame rate, 120. Oh, well, I'm not doing anything. I'm not moving. Yeah, that's pretty wild. You know what? We're probably not going to... Oh, it's working. Oh, whoa. You know, to be fair, No Man's Sky has a lot of bugs too. You know, you don't think about it, but it does. I love No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is super optimized, really beautiful, but it does have some bugs, and it doesn't have the full visual bling that this game does. This game is unbelievably beautiful. Did I not do something? Yep. I didn't. Okay, we didn't go anywhere. I'm just standing here like a schmuck. Alright, here we go. Yeah, now it's working. You can hear it. Hope we don't get stuck. I don't have to call the fire department. Yeah, this game is, what? Is that new? I don't remember that. God, there's a lot to this game. When I first tried this game... Okay, I'm gonna go back to the... Sorry to sound all ADD here. Let's put the sync back. And then, what else do we have? Oh, I've got the grain. I don't think I wanted that. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, whoa. What does the film grain do to performance? I see some visual, you know, some of the lines are a little bit hard. Wait, why do they have that on by default? What is the... Does it soften the edge? No, I still see the edges. You see this counter right here, when you go back, it kind of... Well, you might not be able to see it because we're encoding this.
It takes all of us working together.
Look over this guy's shoulder. I know people love it when you just read over their shoulder.
And report possible threats.
No, okay. That's a player, by the way. Yeah, I'm just saying that in case you've never played this game. Yeah, that's an actual player. Oh, I want that ship. That's the ship that I want. You know, I could get this ship if, you know, people use my referral code. I'm just not trying to guilt trip anybody or anything, but... By the way, there's always garbage on the floor. I don't know why people won't throw stuff away. That I would like to see that fixed in the game. Okay, it's nighttime, but quite often you can look out this giant window. Look at the texture on the glass. Jesus. You can see stuff going on out here. See right there, that's a player. That is a player. It's not an NPC. That's a player who is, I don't think, flying very well. Did he just crash? He looks like he missed the landing bay. Yeah, but, and then you can go to, well, he's going to be up there. Yeah. For the latest travel information, so, let's poke around just for the heck of it. So yes, you can play this game on Linux. I'm feeling a little loss of FPS, even though it says I don't have... Yeah, see? Something's going on. What is this? Okay, none of that is supposed to be like that. Oh, when I first tried this game on a free weekend, oh my god, it was terrible. The NPCs were just popping in and out, just horrible. Doing kind of like what they're doing now, except much worse. Yeah, this is just more bugs basically. That's probably why I'm having a loss of FPS here. That's too bad. Yep, work in progress. I'm still glad that I bought the game. Oh, here's players coming in. Yeah, we had a substantial drop here. I can feel it. Okay, this is the train. This is kind of cool, actually. I'm playing this as if you've never played this, but probably the audience to this video have already played the game and know everything. But yeah, when I first tried this game, it was years ago, and I thought it was so bad and glitchy. Oh, that's a ship. That's not supposed to be there, but he's crashed. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I installed it, played it. I think I might have used Windows at the time, or it's possible that wine, just the stock wine, would work. You know, on the early days. Played the game for maybe 10 minutes, and I said, this is garbage, absolute garbage. And I uninstalled it, deleted it. But then I guess I just happened to see some of the progress, and out of morbid curiosity, I said, well, let's try it again. And it blew me away. It blew me away. I could not believe it. I was like, I have to have this game, so I bought the game. I forget whose referral code I used, but I used somebody's referral code. Always use a referral code, please. You know, help people out. We get little trinkets and stuff. I'm hoping to get another ship. Oh, and if you are new to this, these are NPCs, by the way. They just do random shit. If you're new to this game, you know what? I just got off with the wrong one. So, people didn't tell me this. You find out so many things later. If you buy a ship or anything like that, it's yours permanently. No matter how many times they wipe the server, it's yours permanently. But you can earn money in the game and probably get just about any ship you want. But you don't. It disappears after the wipe. So that's something to consider. Now, you can also take a ship that you've bought with real money, hear me out, and you can, I think, sell it back. I think there's a word for it, and I'm already forgetting. You can maybe melt it. I think melt it. You will get the credits back, and then you can use that money to buy a different ship. Okay, that makes this game a lot less scammy. I didn't like the fact that you had to pay real money for virtual items. I thought that was just really disgusting. But no, it's fair. It keeps the development going and it gives you options. So the other thing is if I get another ship through referrals, if I get enough people that buy the game, that ship I'll be able to melt along with another one, and then the combined money for that will buy me a lot better ship. If I explain that well. Look at the texture on the glass. I can't get over that. I know it's just a simple effect, but that's one of their attentions to detail. I feel like this game is really heavy on form rather than function.
Welcome to Iron North Tower. Area 18's Premier Center.
They're going for a vibe. Oh, these guys are all crouched because there was some kind of weapon discharge or something.
How's it going?
It's going well. How's it going with you? What are you doing with your watch? Is it your health watch? Yeah, my health watch is always like, get up, fat ass, move. Great job, fat ass. What? I just literally went to the kitchen to get a burrito.
Area 18's Premier Center for Business Development.
So,
Please consult any.
I want you to feel comfortable about playing this game on Linux. Now, one caveat though, this is so important. Boy, this is a big one. I hate to hit you with all this. You need a distro that has very recent graphic libraries. Mesa, you'll hear Mesa. That's got to be the most recent one. You can see a little glitchy there. Somebody left more garbage. Yeah, you have to have the latest version of Mesa. I told you I have an AMD GPU. That was intentional because I also had the latest kernel, the Linux kernel, because our GPU drivers are built into the kernel. Therefore, you want the latest kernel. Now for NVIDIA, different story, absolute different story. I don't want to get into that. I know most of us have NVIDIA, but for NVIDIA it's a little bit more problematic. I think for NVIDIA it's still better to use their proprietary driver. But your Linux distro will walk you through that usually, almost always. So get a Linux distro that's new, recent, something that has broad support, right? Because then you can Google everything, or OpenAI, ChatGPT can be a little bit more familiar with it. So you want something popular, and then you should be okay. Everything should be running. So I have the newest version of Mesa, the latest kernel. I compiled the kernel, right? And I compiled Mesa, which I absolutely don't recommend doing either of those two things. Okay, if you're just somebody who really likes to live on the edge with technology, with developing things, cool, fine, do it, great, have fun. I'll, be helpful where I can. Man, look at this. I do regret that you can't go down there. You can't explore the whole city. Oh God, if this game ever develops to the point where you can literally go to every part of the city, man, I'm done. I'm done. I won't need another game anymore. We'll be done. There could be mini games in this game. You could go to an arcade or something. Frickin' pinball. You could play pinball in this game. You could just GTA it with the cars driving around. You can do anything. I don't think that'll ever happen, but one day some space game's gonna do that, and it's just gonna change everything, absolutely everything. This game, I would argue, has changed everything. but you know, there's more that can be done. More garbage. Oh, wouldn't that be cool if you could clean up the garbage? Like every time you pick something up like that and threw it away that didn't belong to you, like I didn't spawn that. So if I picked that up and I threw it away, I would get something, credits or something. Dude, we are thinking, we got ideas. Oh my god, I'm gonna submit that to the developers. Thank you. You know what? Y'all heard that here first. You heard it here first. They're gonna be like, yeah, douchebag, we've already thought of that and we can't do it because blah 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 blah. And I'll be like, I'm sorry, you didn't have to call me a douchebag. Well, it's probably for the better. What are you doing? Slacker, what are you doing? You're on your phone, aren't you? You're on your phone. Just talking to a girl. Or a guy. Nothing wrong with that. Seriously, Asher? Who the hell smokes in the future? Man, come on now. Well, listen, I've taken up enough of your time. I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope that this is helpful. Even if you decide to buy this. Oh, there's the trade we were just on. But Linux is not going to hold you back on this game like most games. Most Windows games now play on Linux, and that's why we are 5% of the gaming market now, which is cool. Which, by the way, I don't want to give anybody the wrong idea. I don't hate Windows. I just prefer Linux, so let's just keep it that. I know people get really, I don't know, they get really worked up about it. They get what I call Facebook voice, you know, where they're angry and shouty and all that. It's not necessary. This is just, you know, if you want to use Linux, cool. Playing games is not something that's going to hold you back anymore. You know, those days are over. I don't hate Windows. I thought Windows 10, I like Windows 10, but I prefer this one. So we'll just leave it at that. At any rate, thank you for watching and have an awesome day or evening.